I love the way you smile.
I said you're always shining with your Sunday morning smile.
I love the way you smile.
Hey, it's Nudia in the afternoon here backstage at Thalia Hall. I'm really excited because I wanted to do an interview like this for so long. I've been bugging. I want to do like on the scene, on the ground, in concert, backstage interview. And we're here with the main squeeze. Hey, guys. Hey. There's three of you back here. Not all of you, but enough for this interview.
More than half.
Yes. Yeah. And we got all the good outfits on. Fit check. Everyone's looking good, ready to hit the stage. So you guys used to live in Chicago, and I know Corey, low key, no tea, no shade, you said Chicago's your favorite city and you don't care who disagrees with you.
It is my favorite city. I do not care who disagrees. Best food, beautiful weather in the summertime, horrible winter, but the summer makes up for it. My favorite city.
You guys moved away because of the winter, right? I heard that. Was that what happened?
Yeah, the weather was a factor. We were here for 4 years. We came out of college. We started in college in Bloomington, Indiana University. We came here. This was kind of the hub that was closest, and then we were here 4 years. And then I feel like it was partially the industry in LA, partially some connections that we had been making over those years. But yeah, Corey misses Chicago every day.
Okay, I have to say, let's get into like top restaurants. I'll have each of you name like 1 or 2 restaurants that you need to hit every time you come into the city. Corey, we'll start with you.
Well, I love Pequod's. Got to get some pizza. I know everyone will say, Giordano's or whatever, but Lou Miles, I like to hit Pequod's. I like to go to Shrimp House for a late night. You know what I'm saying? If I want something fancy, Duck Duck Goat. Pretty fun on the West Loop. So any West Loop dining, love it.
All right, next, Max.
Yeah, Pequod's is kind of the one that I always go to. Not before a show, preferably. But yeah, exactly. Or if I'm here a couple days. And then what I love about Chicago is that pretty much any Mexican place is going to be bomb. And you don't even really have to like have a spot. But yeah, I don't have like a spot that I always hit other than Pequod's and maybe Portillo's. I know it's a chain, but it's fire.
This is random, but we lived up north near Andersonville, and there was 2 spots that I loved going up there. Piatto Pronto got this Dolce de Parma sandwich that anytime I'm in the area, I will get that sandwich. And then we lived right near California on all the Indian restaurants.
On
yeah, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
The Indians are on Devon?
Yeah.
Okay, so Gawib Nawaz, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
This Indian place, 24 hours. It was hitting, great price, and yeah, those are the 2 spots that I do hit.
I love it. So you guys originated in Indiana. You guys all went to IU, right? Yeah. And then you made the move to Chicago, and then now you guys are in LA. Correct? Yeah. So I would say you guys have been together for a long time. It's pretty notorious that it is difficult for bands to stay together, especially you. You have a lot of people, different personalities. I read somewhere everyone has different religions, different, like lifestyles. What would you guys say is like the key to you guys sticking together? Because it could be really tough, like carrying this relationship personally and musically.
Yeah, great question. It is, yeah. I mean, I think we picked him good. We got lucky because when we started, we were pretty close friends, and we're still very close friends. I think honoring space is important. Like, you can't be all up in each other's shit all the time, every day. So I think having a little bit of space when we can, and transparency, just being honest and open. We definitely all have a say, and there's no like leader in the bunch, so everyone kind of says what they want, and hopefully like people just get on the same page, and we always just like meet in the middle wherever that needs to be, and it's worked out so far.
Yeah, and I think like you said, we got lucky because there are no really big egos in the group. There's no divas in the group. There's no heavy drugs in the group. Like we just didn't deal with a lot of those things. I think bands deal with, and that a lot of artists maybe do succumb to. And so yeah, we just genuinely like each other. We're not tired of each other yet, so it's working.
Chris?
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing is like embracing the difference versus like using it against. For so long for us, when we first started in college, it was more about learning each other's music and what we grew up on, and that ultimately kind of like allowed us to get to know each other. It's weird to get to know each other through music, but like it helped us kind of learn where each other was coming from, and just kind of embrace the difference. And we kind of took that and molded it into a sound that we thought was pretty eclectic, but also original. And just like I think we all kind of like it's a team, and a team has many different parts, but we all embrace that, and we embrace roles and just a rising tide lifts all boats kind of mindset. So that's what it's all about.
And I want to get into like how covers and social media and YouTube has really played a part in your career. But I also know Randy Jackson played a part in your guys' career as well. So I kind of want you guys to get your Randy Jackson on real quick, because one of your biggest covers online is Childish Gambino Redbone. I checked, it has like 5.5 million views, I believe. So this girl slid into a guy's DMs doing her own cover of Redbone. So I'm gonna have you guys, after we're done listening to it, I didn't, I wish I could. But to hear, I wish, okay? Like, I talk on the radio for a reason. They do not let me sing. But I want you guys to rate 1 through 10 after we're done listening to her cover, how you would rate her cover of Childish Gambino. Okay.
Cameron, is it pronounced just Cameron or Cameron? It's spelled with an R-A-N, so I'm not sure, man. Anyways, your pics are super hot. My man, I'm on this stupid app looking for my man. I'm usually not the first to reach out, but damn, man, you may be the hottest guy I have ever seen, Cameron. For real. Anyways, if you want it, girl, you can have it. You can have it.
Okay, so on a scale from 1 to 10, what would you rate her version of Childish Gambino's Redbone, Corey? No words.
5.8.
5.8? You wouldn't respond to that?
Oh, if I were Cameron?
If I were Cameron, I would respond.
Would you have some notes? He'd have some notes. He's like, you were a little flat.
That was cute.
Okay, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, as for what it is, it's a 10. But as a cover of the song, it's a 2.
That's why it's a 5.8.
Right.
Smiley?
Yeah, if I were Cameron, then I would really respect it, and I'd give it like an 8.4. But I'm not. And just as like an outside perspective, it was really random, and I feel like, like 4.
It was really creative.
Yeah, if I were Cameron, I'd be impressed. I would be into it.
Would that automatically go? Oh, at the end, her number? Would that automatically go into the band group chat if someone sent that to you? Like, you're sending it automatically?
Yes.
I would probably send that to my whole family. Honestly.
So talking about covers, how do you guys, because there's such a different array of genres that you guys cover, like we talked about, you have millions of views on some of these covers, but they're also different. It's like the Beatles, Childish Gambino, like I think you have some rock stuff on there. So how do you guys, do you like put all of your favorite songs in a hat, or how do you decide which ones you guys are gonna do?
Yeah, it's kind of like putting our favorite songs in a hat. I mean, it started, I would say, like when the band first started, we did primarily covers, actually all covers when we first started, because we just wanted to get out and play. We were already really good musicians. We were all in music school, or a lot of us. So we just knew that we could get gigs and make some money. So naturally we went and did covers. And at that point we were just doing our favorite music and kind of were doing like top 40 from the 60s through the 70s, through the 80s, even stuff like that, and even some modern. And then, you know, we started making our own original music, and we became really passionate about that. But the covers have always been a way to draw new people in. And yeah, I mean, so we just kind of took that tradition with us, like how we started. And Corey mentioned we learned each other through each other's music. So, you know, he's always down to play one of my favorite songs. I'm always down to play one of his favorite songs. And that's kind of how we've done it.
And so I also think it's really important. I was reading some stuff about you guys, and I love to see like what artists did during the pandemic, because I feel like either people were really productive or really just like asleep the whole 2 years or something. But I know, Corey, you said that you guys really are so close location-wise to each other, and you guys have like the main squeeze house, and that you guys, it was always important for you guys to have a hub for you guys to meet and create and play music. Was it like hard creating during that time?
Not for us. The pandemic was a blessing, honestly. We've been out so much in the years prior. It was a good reset for us to go back to our home base. But when the band first started, we always had a house. We used to, when I first joined, we would be at Smiley's house in college every, day working on stuff. And then we eventually got our own place. And that was the hub in Bloomington. We moved to Chicago, and we had kind of 3 houses, but mostly rehearsed at 2 of them. And when we moved out to LA, it's always been important for us to have a place where we could both rehearse and hang and just kind of be able to just do our thing. And we took that out to LA. There's so many musicians out there, a lot of kids from Berkeley, and just that want to play. And it was, at 2 a.m. in LA, like if you don't got your own studio, there's not many places where you can go play. And so, that's kind of how we grew. Kind of the beginning of what became the VibeTape is, lots of LA musicians coming to that house, and us keeping that always in the mindset and in the back, people coming through and wanting to play and wanting to jam all night and party. And so during the pandemic, like, we had these videos on YouTube. They were already doing well. When we would be on the road, we would stop in New Orleans and record with friends. We would stop back in Bloomington once we moved away and record with friends. And so once these videos started taking off on YouTube, when COVID happened and we weren't really able to go out, instead of, kind of being down about it, we just decided, like, hey, let's just start doing these covers at home and putting them up on the channel, and let's figure out how to start. I always laugh because I was trying to do this from the time that Man in the Mirror went viral, like trying to get people on YouTube to see us live, because it's like it's the whole world, right? And it was always important to, like, I just thought that if we could get it up, it would be awesome. And when pandemic happened, our drummer Ruben spent the first 3 weeks like just trying to wire everything up so that we could present the kind of show that we would be okay with through YouTube. And once we were able to get that up and going, the sky was the limit for us. Obviously, people were sitting at home looking for stuff to do. The fact that we were together and not a lot of bands were together like that, it gave us an opportunity to play that music, play those shows, and just give people just a breath of fresh air in a time where there was a lot of confusion and a lot of just not knowing what was next. And so, the pandemic, I always say, it wasn't great for everyone, but for the main squeeze, it was actually exactly what we needed, in the sense of it allowed something that was already the fire was kind of stoked, it just allowed it to grow bigger.
And now, Smiley, okay, so you mentioned that you've always had the main squeeze house somewhere for you guys to like practice. Yeah. I want to know about the noise complaints. Have there been any noise complaints?
Yeah, definitely. But we've always made it pretty, like, a big point to go over to all the neighbors and be upfront and be nice with them right away and tell them that we are a band and hope that they're okay with it, and tell them, here's our number, let us know if there's ever a time that it's getting annoying, and we'll stop right away. And that's always been good. At our last house, our neighbor was always really cool. They shared a fence with us, and they heard music from our end, and we heard music on their end, and we never really got to talking to them that much. And right before we moved out, we went over to them, and I thanked them. I jumped over the fence and said, hey, thank you all for being really cool neighbors. We're moving out, but you guys were awesome to share space with. And they were like, we love you guys. Like, your music's awesome. What's the name of your band? I'm like, we're the Main Squeeze. And they're like, we're artists too. And it was Black, the artist Black with a 6.
Oh my God.
He was our neighbor, and his partner Quinn is also a great R&B singer, and now they're really close friends of ours, and they were great neighbors. Nowadays, we live in a different house. Our direct neighbor is amazing. Like, we're very close with her. Her name's Lisa. And then 2 doors down, we've had some complaints, but we killed them with kindness, and we've gotten through it, and we're good. And sometimes when we're doing those parties at 2 a.m, we get a text that says, hey, our house is shaking, can you turn the bass down a little bit? And they have kids, and we turn the bass down, and then we make it work. We don't shove it in their face, but we make it work.
The cops were only called once, and they didn't really do anything. They were just like...
It was on Halloween.
Shout out to Lisa really quick.
Yeah,
and shout out to Black, by the way, too. Shout out to all the neighbors that don't complain. I mean, that's not bad. Only one called to the cops. So, of course, we're backstage at Thalia Hall, and you guys are going to perform tonight. I have to say, is there a favorite song for each of you, that your favorite song to perform on stage with the band?
They're all like your children, honestly. But I'm excited about the new music, and that's always what happens. You spend all this time, trying to get an album together and perfect that and get it to a place, and you take that out and people love it, and then you spend so much time on it that you're just excited for new stuff. So we've been working on new music, and I'm always excited to just play new stuff. That's the way that when we first started writing, we would try out songs live, and so it's always this, I don't know, little butterflies of just seeing how people react to seeing new stuff for the first time. But they're all my kids, so I can't pick a song that I love.
I would say, if I really had to pick, probably the song "I'll Take Another" is my favorite to play. It's hard to choose, and I don't really truly have one, but if I really had to say one, there's just so many parts to it. It goes really hard. The crowd always goes crazy, and then there's a lot of moments for improvisation where it can be completely different from night to night. So that's a huge plus for me. And there's just the big moment between Smiley and I with the guitar and the keytar, and it's super epic. I mean, we really need to write another song like that, but until we do, that'll probably be my favorite.
I like the new shit. Just anything that we haven't played much. This tour, I think it's the song called Get In Where You Fit In. It's one of our new songs. It's not recorded, it's not released, and it's been evolving. And every show, I feel like we unlock some new level to it. And just because it's a risk and no one knows it, you're kind of just gauging as the tour goes on how people like it, what we can do to make it better. And then we go home and we record it for it to live as the studio version forever. And I think there's something really unique about playing a song out that isn't released, because it'll never change from the time that you release it. So until then, it's kind of in this limbo that's really unique and cool.
And I have to say, one of my favorite songs from you guys, I was listening to it while I was doing my makeup and stuff, is Sunday Morning. Because I feel there's 2 different types of Sunday songs. It's okay, we're going to mimosa brunch. Yeah. It's or we're just vibing because life is good and it's a beautiful day. And I feel that's how Sunday Morning feels. Yeah. And are you guys working, because the album came out last year in 2022. Are you guys working on any new music, or you're just excited more about performing?
Yeah, we're working on a lot of new music. That's what we've been sitting at home working on. Max and our bass player Rob have really kind of taken the lead. Just crafting it, some new stuff. You know, we always want to just push the boundaries a little bit. We're always evolving and just trying to figure out, you know, where the squeeze is going to be and how it continues to grow. But a lot of new music. We spent last December cutting through about 20 to 30 different ideas, and at the end of kind of going through it, it was not as inspiring as, you know, we probably would have hoped. So we kind of went back to the drawing board, and Rob sent out a couple ideas, and our manager heard that, and I think we all did, and just kind of felt really good about the direction of it. I went out to Vegas and cut a song with him, and I got back, and Max was sending ideas to him, and he was recrafting them. So we probably, you know, came up between the December stuff that we didn't really love and the new stuff about 40 or 50 different ideas that we're hoping to turn into the next best Squeeze album. And it's always about growth. It's always about, you know, they're just, to me, albums are always just a snapshot of time, like where we're at, what we're trying to do, where we're trying to go. And I think the best is yet to come. So yeah, we're working on it.
Anyone want to add anything?
You nailed it. Yeah, that's where we're at with the new stuff, and we just we're in the middle of releasing a collaborative album right now called the VibeTape, and we had a song that came out today called All For You featuring Felly. It's a collaborative album between the main Squeeze and myself, Smile High, and yeah, it's one song every week, every Friday. We're 4 songs in. This is the 4th song, and it's a trip. We got a lot of cool videos out. Black's on one of the songs, and Quinn, and we got Felly, we got Tiffany Goucher, I'll Be the Nomad, a bunch of artists, and it was really fun and a different experience. And yeah, that's in the middle of rolling out right now. I don't know when this interview will be released, but there's at least 4 songs out right now. Is this live?
And so that's great because New Music Friday, so there's going to be a song out every Friday. And you guys, I know you guys have to go eat before you head to the stage. I know you got dinner plans and everything, so I'll go ahead and let you go. Again, we're backstage at Thalia Hall with the main Squeeze, and I'm excited to see the show tonight.
I love the way you
Just got the Randy Jackson thing. I literally just got it. We were saying you guys are going to be the new Randy Jackson.
Because you guys were judging it. Hold on,
I didn't
really?
catch that until now. I would have been like,
I should have said it's going to be a new album.
No one did any dog references.